Next up we have the Spacecraft mode, and I don't normally cover these because these always seem like some halfway point in between transformation steps that the designers noticed and just said, hey, let's say that's a mode, and then we can say it's an extra feature. But this one does actually have wheels, so I guess they actually had to think of this at one point. And it's a headmaster, so I'd be very amiss to not mention the vehicle mode. I'm going to cover both at the same time, however, just because I don't want to go through this twice. But you can see, yeah, it's basically the city mode stretched out, or Fortress Maximus pulling an optimal Optimus style flight mode. You've pretty much got him transformed almost completely. All you have left is to attach the head and fold the towers down onto his sides, and you're pretty much done with the transformation. So this is pretty simple as far as vehicle modes go, which is the reason why I don't cover them. I never like it when they do this. But it's fairly impressive. It is an ominous sight. And this is his biggest mode by far, reaching, well, that says about 30 inches. It's a huge ship. And it can get bigger. I mean, you see the ramps are folded up here. You can actually leave those folded out. It's totally optional. I tend to think it's kind of stupid to have ramps going out in a spaceship. So I leave them folded up. Now, it creates an extra few platforms to play around with. You can see his arsenal is a little bit more accessible here. You've got the twin cannons ready and to fire away. And this one, which unfortunately it doesn't lock in place, so it just kind of, yeah, it just kind of hangs there as close to the leg as it can get. You've also got these, which are a little more exposed. I guess I should have shown these off in, well, I guess I should have shown them off in base mode. Because there's pretty much just little extra garages in the back where you can store any more cars than you want. So yeah, it's pretty standard fare. They pretty much hit a garage on this thing everywhere they could fit it. The only thing really qualifying this as a vehicle mode is the cockpit all the way at the top. But pop it open, just like any headmaster, he can ride in the vehicle mode, though this is significantly more grand of a ride. You can see not a whole lot different on the Fortress Maximus version. Again, the guns do add a lot. They actually help add direction to this vehicle. I mean, it's easy to see the cockpit and go, oh, it's going that way. But the more indicators you have, the easier it is to convince somebody, oh yeah, it's flying that direction. So, whatever. It makes it look a little bit better. Definitely more heavily fortified. This one seems more like an afterthought than this one. I guess in this mode, it's also the best time to show off what was the emissary in Robots in Disguise, but it's, well, this is actually the real Cerebros in G1. Standard Headmaster transformation, which, hey, look, I actually demonstrated a transformation in this series. Oh, and let's just show it off, because we have to. It's a Headmaster. Anyone want to guess what these stats are going to be when I plug this in? If I can plug it in one-handed while I hold this camera. Let's still try to get... There we go. Lock in. Ah. And of course the stats are maxed out. So here we have Emissary Cerebros. This was the afterthought mode in the cartoon, which is ironic because this was the only version, this is the only one in this toy that was allowed to keep his gun. And yet, in the cartoon, he was a total afterthought that just appeared and then turned right into a head. Well, and he's pretty basic for a G1 Transformer. The Headmaster is a little big on him. It's not nearly the normal size of a Transformer, so, but the Headmaster is a normal size, so it's a little bit wonky. He comes off something like a Mardi Gras Day float. But, you know, it's your pretty standard robot. Give you a quick comparison to his G1 counterpart here. You can see he's a little bit more colorful, which it's not hard to be more colorful. Again, stickers completely lacking. Generally, I actually prefer this one just because, oh, red and black always work, and the head is better painted. You can see Spike in this one doesn't even have his face painted. So, yeah, what he lost in sticker detail, he actually gained quite a bit in paint apps, which, well, not quite a bit, but he got it where it counts. I should also mention that, once again, Brave does not come with the accessory characters, so Cog here is also completely missing from the release. All these missing parts are really the only huge bummer to Brave Maximus, because these were the little figures that you got so you could play around with the ramp or in the elevator or anything like that right out of the box. You didn't have to buy any extra toys to do it. So that's a bit of a disappointment, to strip it down and make you have to buy extra figures just to play with it properly. I will admit I'm including this just to show off the fact that I actually have all of the parts to Fortress Maximus. This little gun is so freaking expensive, you would not believe. But all in all, as you can see, again, stickers missing on here, stickers over there, paint here, no paint there. Yeah, it's your pretty standard in-between modes mode, so let's go to the real mode. Here we are, the grand finale, and how grand it is. Here we have Brave Maximus in his massive robot mode, and everything is so nice on this guy. Everything I need is right here, baby. I don't need all your stinking guns. I don't need all your accessories. I got the Brave Maximus. I think I tapped a little evangelist there. Let's move on to the actual review here. He didn't lose nearly as much sticker detail, at least as far as I could tell from first glance. He's got a lot of detailing going on here, paneling, everything. Very G1 style tech detail, stickered on for all eternity. He's got a lot of it going on in all the right spots. There isn't any part of him that looks too bare. It doesn't go too long before it adds in that extra little bit of detail. Really liking the head. The extra horn details just really set that head into motion, and I'm a huge fan of the sculpt itself. There we have it. Here, hang on to that, will you? All the way up, and he's so... Well, from here it looks about 22 inches, so, yeesh, almost 2 feet tall. This is the largest Transformer ever released, bested only by Fortress Maximus, because he has extra accessories, and the Leader Grand Maximus, because he has extra accessories. See, you're losing races because you were stripped down. What's wrong with you, man? Toy-wise, as far as the robot goes, you've got some good points of articulation for a G1 toy, which comes with the size and the transformation. You got your normal shoulder movement, that's typical G1. Oh, you've got elbows, very solid ratchet elbows, by the way. And a little bit of a surprise, wrist articulation. It's a little bit hindered by these ramps. You really have to keep the elbows bent most of the time to keep them from getting in the way, which kind of makes them stand a little bit better anyway, so I don't mind doing that. You've also got the hip articulation left over from the transformation. Oh, it's not too meaningful. There's not a whole lot of poses you could probably get out of the guy. So that's about, let's see, well, about 10 points of articulation. That's actually really good for a G1 toy. So, well, it's not too bad. You can do a few things with them. That is surprising. You've probably got a good look at all the details by now. I mean, you can see where everything ended up from all his various modes. Got the towers on the back. There's where the ramp went. There's where the cannons went. Everything is accounted for. It's very clean and simple transformation, which is one reason why a 2-foot tall transformer does not get really cumbersome or annoying to transform. Hence why I was willing to do it so many times for this one single review. See here, he's even still got a few gimmicks left over. That's the weird thing. So just in case you want to imprison a Decepticon in his leg, you still can. You got one spot up here that's a little bit new because it was aligned differently in his base mode. You can hide a little figure in here. Now this is where Scourge would go in RID. In fact, wait a second. Get down here. Perfect. See, when they released that Spy Changer Scourge, that was the thing that convinced me they were going to do Maximus in America because, hey, look, it's exactly like the show. It's taken over Fortress Maximus. This was imported. Yeah, I'm going to be shameless and say I got it at BigBadToyStore, but that was a long time ago. That was back when I got this for $100 on clearance. These days, you're going to get lucky to pay $300. Price shot up huge for these things. This is the Korean release, which is absolutely no difference from the American, or the Japanese rather, other than the Autobot symbol in base mode is upside down for some reason. Mine, I went ahead and corrected it myself. But all in all, stickers and detailing and colors on this thing, I really like how all the colors pop and very symmetrical considering how scattered they were in the base mode. The only problem with mine is the door doesn't like to stay up, but it's a minor complaint. And one more time with the most expensive comparison shot ever. You're looking at about over $1,000 worth of Transformer just in these two. Now I'll run this comparison pretty quick. You can see a lot of the details are identical. Sticker is taken straight from each other. And all the robot mode stickers seem to survive on Brave Maximus, so they knew where he needed the detail the most. The only change here is you can see the Autobot symbol up here and the classic rub sign. Over here, well, look at that. It's a different sticker altogether. For the most part, except for a couple of these little ones on the guns, it survived intact. So you're not really missing out on a lot of detail here like you are on the base modes. Now, once again, you can see Brave looks a little unarmed compared to Fortress Maximus. But we can do something about that. Oh, yeah. Now we're in business. You can kind of see why they thought getting rid of the guns wasn't going to hurt anyone's feelings. This guy is loaded with weaponry. I'm counting about, let's see, 16 barrels sticking out of this guy right now. Yeah, he can pretty much blow up anything you can throw at him. And it's nothing that Fortress Maximus can't do as well, but you know what? It doesn't... I don't miss the guns so much anymore, looking at them like this. This is full-blown Maximus, and this is as hardcore as Transformers Armory gets. So all in all, it is an incredible figure. It is really, really worth it. If you can get it cheap, that's going to be very, very difficult these days. Obviously, the one on the left is going to run you significantly more than the one on the right. So, if you've always wanted a Fortress Maximus, don't be afraid to seek out a Brave instead. You might just save a few bucks, and you won't have to mortgage your house in order to afford it. So, that being said, thank you for bearing with me. I'm sure this is way longer than I ever wanted a random review to be. But that being said, it is time. We go to the bag. This is one of the few times I'm actually in a position to very easily show that I am not looking into the bag here. Alright. For everyone new to this, hear that? Whatever chip I pull out is going to be marked with a series. Suggestions in the comment section of this video. Which one do you want to see? Catch my attention with your enthusiasm for your pick, or I might pick whoever got the most selections. It depends. You guys surprise me every now and then. I didn't even think of Brave Maximus when I pulled the RID chip. So let's see what comes out of here this time. Oh, one more white chip. Ooh. Universe 1. This is the one released around Armada and Energon, the repaint line. I've got precious little from this series, but you know what? Give it a go. Let's see what I got.
The best place for toys on the net? BigBadToyStore.com. Pre-orders for all the hottest toys. The biggest brands. Imports of your favorites. Vintage toys available again. Collectible replicas and statues. Pile of loot. Buy some now, some later, and get it shipped all at once. It's all there right now at BigBadToyStore.com.
Speaking of minor complaints, it's a very unfortunate position for such a little crank.